Hello, hello, friends. Jump on, join me. Don't ask your questions yet, but we're gonna do some readings after a bit here. Come join me. Let me know that you are live when you jump on. I'm just gonna hang for a second, let people jump on. All right. Hello, hello. All right. Happy Halloween Eve. I looked all day for my witch hat, and I don't know where I put it to keep it safe, because I was going to wear my cool witch hat I got a couple years ago. Totally can't find it. I know I put it away in a safe place, though. So, hello, hello. Good to see you all. I see Jen and Ashley and Tina and Bonnie even made it on time. Hello, hello, ladies. All right, let's just give it a minute here. Let people jump on. Don't put your questions in yet. Not quite ready. So I wanted to do some readings tonight. I thought it would be fun to do before we wrap up my trick or treats, my lives I've been doing all month on and off. And a reminder to those that maybe haven't heard, although we've been pretty obnoxious about it, the Spirit School doors close tomorrow night at midnight. And if you're thinking about it, you should lock it in, because they won't be open until next year. And the price will be different. It'll be going up. So this is a good time to join if you are guided. Then every time it renews every year, you get to be locked in at the price it is. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If it's not your deal, I don't hold people hostage. If you sign up and you want to cancel, go ahead. But Spirit School is my online community. It is amazing. We just did a really fun evening on Monday night, and we did some witch wound clearing, which was awesome, super fun. And Friday night, we have our new moon ritual that we do each month. So just this week, we have fun. So if you join by tomorrow at midnight, you can join us, of course, on Friday night for our new moon ritual, because it's Halloween tomorrow and it's a new moon on Friday. So it's kind of an interesting energy out there, isn't it? Okay, there's one other link I want to grab. Let me see if I can grab it here. Hold on a second. You think I would have had this done already? All right. So one of the things that I've actually been talking about this all week, is those of you that kind of are into that witchy energy, or you're a psychic, you're a medium, you are open to this kind of work. This week has been 1,000% about witch wounds. And we did a big clearing about that in Spirit School. And I've been doing some individual sessions with people. So I put out, I'm going to put the link out here. I put out like just a discounted clearing. There's no reports. There's not a reading with it or anything. It's just an energy clearing. And if you are guided to that, I still have a few more, and I'm doing them on Halloween. I'm doing them tomorrow evening, later in the evening. It's not going to be early. We are going to go see my neighbor first, and then I'm going to come home and do a little work. But if you are interested in the witch wound clearing session, and that kind of talks to you a little bit, you might want to grab one of those. I just have a few left. So if the link is not working for you, they're sold out, but I still have a couple. So feel free to grab those. Okay. Yeah, they're very awesome. It was really fun last night. I met a new, not a new, I was going to say a new woman, but I met this woman. I was out clearing a house, and I was like, think you have some witch wounds. And her eyes were as big as her face. It was so fun because she was totally into it and she was all excited. We talked about it. It was super fun. It was a super fun way to meet someone new. And a real estate friend of mine has me clear houses for her sometimes to help them sell. And we just had the best time. But she was like, I think I have them. I think my friend has them. I'm like, you feel that, like, go for it and see, like, talk to her, see how she feels about it. So it was fun this week to meet some new people and some new clients and teach them about energy work, because energy work works. If you're open to it, works even better. So I have been having a really fun Halloween week. All right, so just a reminder, I am on tomorrow live at noon to wrap up trick or treats, my lives that I've been doing all month, and I will be picking the prizes and letting you guys who won the prizes throughout the month. So join me at noon or just watch the replay. That works too. All right, now we got people on. All right, friends. So what we're going to do tonight, don't put your questions in yet. What we're going to do tonight is I'm going to do some readings. I'm not going to be on all night doing readings, but I'm going to do them until I start to feel a little bit fatigued. I am still, I'm pretty close to 100%, but my throat is done talking. So I'm going to go as much as I can for a little bit here for at least a good 45 minutes or so. I go to the questions that I'm guided to. So you don't need to put your questions in twice or 10 times. That does not help. In fact, it's annoying. So don't do that. If you are trying to connect with someone that has crossed over, what helps me do this easier, it helps save my energy a little bit, is tell me who they are to you, how long they've been gone, and how they died. Because then I can connect a lot quicker. And it's not just a bunch of guessing games and going back and forth, and I can get to the message. If you have more of a psychic question that you just want some insight on, maybe you're struggling with career, relationship, make sure this is public, so make sure you are aware of what you write down. But if there's something that comes to me that I can share publicly, that's great. If I don't call on you, please don't email me that I didn't pick on you and you feel bad. If you really, really want a reading, this is my time. This is my family time. This is me just offering my time. So you can always book a reading with me online. If anyone ever pops in, I like to educate people about this. Anyone ever pops in and says they're connected to me, or they have a message for you and they're just kind of scammy, it's probably a scam and they're not connected to me. I would never email or text someone or message you that, oh my gosh, I have this message for you. Like, we don't do it that way. You want a reading with us, you can do something like this, or you can go on our websites. And that's all the colleagues that I know. None of the people that I hang out that do this, none of us do it that way. So if you see weird, scammy people, just report them, please. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with that when I'm doing my readings. Not really, Marissa. If I need more, if like I read the question and I don't know, or I need something more, I'll just ask. There's not too much of a there's not too much of a delay tonight, so we should be good. Okay, so go ahead and start putting your questions in, and I will see how long I last, my friends. I brought in a humidifier and all sorts of stuff in my little she shed because this time of year it's just tough a little bit on my throat and my allergies when I talk so much all day. All right, so if you're just jumping on, feel free to put your questions in, and then I will see where I am led. Ashley, what kind of center? Give me a little more information on that. Like where, what kind of center? Make sure you put their name, how they're connected to you, how long they've been gone, and how they passed. I need their names, you guys. Where at, Ashley? Like, is it in Fargo or where at? Apparently, I got something for you. There's a little bit delay. Oh, South Dakota. Okay. I love South Dakota. South Dakota is kind of like it's kind of like a Midwest Sedona in some of the areas. I think it's great. What town, Ashley? I do think, Ashley, one of the things that I hear is you're really going to have to educate the people in your area about your work and about what you're doing and about energy work. Oh, I love hot springs. So I do think that opening a center, I don't know if you have a ton of people follow you yet or anything like that, but I do think you need to get out in the public and make sure people know who you are, make sure they know what you do, make sure that your face is out, be obnoxious, talk about it, go on live. Hey, I'm at the center today. I'm doing Reiki sessions. I'm doing energy healings, like whatever it is that you're doing. I actually feel like there's other modalities that are going to kind of come in, and whether it's products or oracle cards, or maybe there's people like me that us and our materials, and maybe you carry some of our stuff so that you can make a profit on that too, because all of those little pieces help pay the rent, right? And when you're doing it, make sure that you're really feeling good about what you're charging, because some people charge really, really low. Some people charge really, really high. So don't compare yourself to anyone, and just find a price that actually feels good and make sure it's paying the bills. I think that is a big piece of it. And make sure that if you bring other people in, make sure that such a shitty way to say this, but make sure you have an out, like have a contract, make sure that, like, maybe you're going to bring someone in, like give them a 90-day trial period. And then if you're not matching or it's not working for you guys, like you can part ways friendly. So, but you're going to have to be out and about a lot. Okay. So get ready to like show your face and tell people what you do. Perfect. Good. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back. Brandy, this is such a funny answer. I can hear your guys' guides in different like attitudes, and it's very funny. So Brandy's question is, any guidance for me from spirit or universe? Been feeling a little stuck lately. And exactly what I heard was, what do you want? Like, I don't think you're putting your order in. I did actually a freebie class on this, and some of you might see the little ad. You can sign up and you can get this free class. But if you're not telling spirit what it is you want, then it's really hard for them to support you in that piece. And it's not that, and don't do it like, well, what do you want? Well, I don't want to feel like this anymore. Nope. What do you want? You know what? I want to start to feel better, or I want to start to feel stronger, or I want to feel more clear, or I want to feel more in the flow. Like I feel it was super clear. What do you want? So I think you need to I would actually start writing. I would actually do a little exercise. I was taught this by Lori Palm and Wes Hamilton years ago. And you take some paper, several pieces of paper, or tablet or whatever, and you start writing, what do I want? and you need to have like 150 answers. So you write for a while, you put it away. You write for a while, you put it away. And you could write for a while, put it away for a day, do it again the next day, put it away, do it again the next day over like 2 or 3 days. And so you have tons of stuff. And what's cool is about when you start to really ask yourself, what do you want? Like it goes all over the place. So sometimes it's physical stuff, sometimes it's emotional stuff. But then you look and see like what are the top 3 things that you kept writing. And one time I did that exercise, and I've done that exercise lots and lots and lots of times, especially if I start to feel stuck. And what was great about it was the one that sticks out in my brain is I must have wrote the word fun down like 72 times. And if a word keeps coming up, like I want fun, I want fun, I want fun, I like keep writing it until something else comes. That's why you want to do it over a couple days, because then you get in a little bit more into your subconscious. Maybe things show up that you don't normally see. And it's like, holy shit, I think I should learn how to have some fun, because then you know where to focus. Then you know what you want. So try that and see if that helps to move some of that energy a little bit. Okay. Jolene, I think you have a butler. I don't feel like it's somebody you know. Like it doesn't feel like your dad. It doesn't feel like a relative. You know, one of the one of the things that you've always done is you really just allow whomever in your house, spirit or not, or real person or whatever. Like you're just really open about that kind of piece. This energy feels really, really helpful, but it still feels a little dense to me. So I think it's more someone we should just send to the light. So I might reach out to you on that, or feel free to reach out to me on it tomorrow, because I have some other questions I want to ask you. But yeah, I don't think he's supposed to be there. I think he's kind. I think he's nice. I don't think he's trying to mess with anything. I think he feels like a butler to me, but that kind of energy can be tough to keep in your house. It's so funny. Okay, hold on, friends. I got to read these. Allie makes me want to just cry. So she said, any messages from my dad, Lance, who have actually read him before for Angie. The amount of pride that like comes into my body makes me want to tear up. So much pride, and so proud of all of you, and so excited you've all learned or are learning, because I think we always are learning, to find the joy in life, because that makes the energy to connect with you so much easier. And it's not that they can't connect if we're sad and depressed and stuff. Of course they can. It's just harder to notice. But he's so happy everyone's learning how to be joyful, and it's just getting started. So I do feel like so much pride. And I feel like he's just kind of lumping the whole family together. So I feel all the kids, and I feel all the grandbabies and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like there's a lot of parties coming up in your family over the next year. And I don't know if that's like the wedding, or if there's birthday parties, or you're doing more family reunion, like who knows what the parties are. But I feel like he's saying, like, always keep an eye out, because I'm at all of them. So make sure you're watching for signs from him. And I think sometimes after time has passed, I think people just get used to seeing the signs a little bit. And I would ask him to have more obnoxious signs. So I would say, okay, you know what, Dad, like bring me in some bigger signs, be a little more obnoxious with it because you're busy. And I see your head down, like you're working and you're doing life and you got all your stuff and you're forgetting a little bit to look up. So make sure you're looking up, and not just for the signs, but make sure you're putting energy into the joy of life. Because I do think young women, we get trained not to do that, especially if we have a family and things like that. We just get kind of hyper focused. So he keeps talking about the happier you are, the happier I am. Okay. Oh, that was fun. Okay, so Pam Pearson Jones, she says, how do I strengthen my awareness to trust my instincts and what's presented? Like the tools used to feel, identify objects, improve the awareness, trust the awareness. She's a feeler, so you're talking kind of about the intuition and the psychic stuff. Practice, 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 practice. There's really, like, that's really the best way to do it is the only way you can learn how to trust the information coming in is to learn how to trust yourself again. And trust is always a piece of intuition work. It always is a piece of it. You could check out Spirit School, see if that's something that calls to you. We do intuition work. We talk about spirit. We talk about the trust piece. We do all those pieces. So make sure you check out Spirit School. But to me, you could do different, like you could look at a lot of intuition games. Like a lot of people will do different things, like having a card deck, and they hold the card and they tune in. They don't guess. They tune in to okay, spirit. And you ask your team and what card is this and what card is this, and you can go through the deck and you can use it as an intuition exercise. I also would say get like oracle cards that like these cards, they have like one word on them. They don't have a whole meaning on them, but what intuitively does this picture mean for you? You could practice with people in classes. I'm a big believer in practicing with groups of people if you have that available to you. You could also like when the phone rings, you ask your intuition, like, I wonder who's calling. And I wonder is a great way to start. Like, I wonder who's calling. And you can tune in, like, oh, I know who that is, or I know who that is. I also keep hearing that strengthening your, it's not that you're not aware of it, but strengthening your relationships with spirit and your guides and angels. Like, talk to your guides and angels all day long. I'm always asking them, like, okay, should I do class on this day? Should I do it on this day? What do I need to do for my people today? Like, I'm always asking for that. And then when you get a hit, pay attention to how your body feels. Because I actually feel like your body tells you a lot of parts of your intuition. So you got to watch what your face is doing. Like, you'll see me read questions and you'll see my face, like, oh, I don't like that idea. Or oh my gosh, yeah, he's so proud. Like, your body tells you. So pay attention to your body. And I think pay attention to your hands. But I think a lot of it for you, Pam, is to practice, practice, practice. And mentoring is always a great thing too, because if you have someone that's one-on-one with you, like how I do it with my mentees, is I will have them practice on something and then I can explain to them how the energy is coming through to them. And then we work on their own intuition skills for them specifically. So there's lots of different ways to do it, but the biggest way to do it is practice, 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 practice. And for me, I'm a feeler. That's like I can do all of it, but I'm mostly a feeler. I am much better when I'm tuning into the emotions of something. If it's just like an object, that's tougher for me because there's no emotion to it. And so I think feelers definitely need to practice stuff like that because there's no emotion to this. Like, how would I know what this is? And I have to practice that whenever I take classes. That's the piece that I really struggle on because it's hard for me to tune in to something that doesn't have emotion to it. Okay. Just something to keep in mind. Um, so Molly, any messages from my son Ryan? He passed 2 years ago in a car accident. I don't know how. I would love to know how old he is. If you can tell me real quick, how old is he? For the first thing I heard, and I do hear this almost every time, is I'm okay. I'm okay. So he needs you to know that he's first and foremost okay. I also feel like his energy is a little, that's what I was wondering. Okay. I thought he was around 20s. I also feel like he was a little feel like he was a little shit sometimes. I also feel like he had the little sparkle in his eye, and he feels like he teases you with his signs. So I don't know what that looks like, but I feel like he's pretty good at giving you signs. I don't know that you take them as signs. I think you want to, or you have a fleeting moment where you kind of think, oh, maybe that could be a sign, but oh, let me go wash the dishes. And you kind of move yourself away from it, because I think if it is a sign, I think that hurts too. And so, and that happens because their signs sometimes remind you of their absence, right? Except their signs are supposed to remind you of their presence. Way easier for me to say than to experience it. So I think over time, and I heard like the next 3 years, I actually feel like, and I feel like you're really working on your healing too. Like that feels important to me. And I feel like as you have a little space from when it happened, I think you're going to get better and better at letting the signs come in and receiving them, and you'll find more joy in them than how you're feeling about them now. Because now I think they trigger some of the pain piece. Like sometimes I think they're pretty fun for you, but sometimes I think they're really painful for you, but he's not going to stop. Like he's like, oh no, I'm going to keep going. So just know that that's normal. Like you almost feel like, oh God, I shouldn't feel that way. Like I want to see a sign, but not really. But you do. It just hurts, and it's okay that it hurts. So I do feel like that piece is going to expand over time. But for sure, he's really kind of sassy. So I like his energy. I also feel like I don't know, he keeps showing me like he just shovels food in. So I don't know if that's around Thanksgiving. I don't know if he was just a big eater, but he's like showing me that he was just shoveling food in. Hopefully that makes sense to you, because I don't know what it means. And then he just laughs. So he's got a great smile. But just know that he's okay. And he's going to keep up with the signs, because the better you feel over time, the easier it is going to be to recognize the signs from him. Okay. Deborah Dietz, I'm on a new eating plan. Is this the right path for me? If it makes your body feel well, sure. If it is upsetting to your stomach, or you're getting headaches or different things like that, you're really intuitive. So you could definitely do intuitive eating, and you could ask your body what it wants to eat and ask your body if it's the right eating plan. I would play with it in that way first, but I almost feel like there might be one or two things on that plan that kind of don't sit right with your body, but that's all right. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It could be these parts work and this works and this doesn't work. But I would also remind you, you're really intuitive. So ask your body if it works for her. Hang tight, friends. I just got to read these a minute. Oh, see this one that says tarot reading? She's a scammer. We're going to block her. Delete. Block. Okay, those are not connected to me. Do not answer them. Do not ever send them money. They're just scammers. Hang tight, friends. Hold on. Oh, good. He loved to eat. Okay. Favorite holiday was Thanksgiving. All right. So pay attention on Thanksgiving because he will mess with you guys on Thanksgiving. He loves any kind of fun. The more fun you have, the easier it is for them to connect. But oh my God, it was so funny. He was just like eating and eating and eating. I'm like, ugh. Very funny. Oh, good. See, you know what, Kathy? That's a great point. So Kathy said that was a great reading. I know that was for Molly, but the underlying message was awesome. And I usually tell people this, listen to everyone's message because spirit comes collectively when I do things like this. And so they might have a message for you that I might be telling Molly, but it counts for you too. So thank you for saying that, Kathy. Brooklyn, he's going to walk you down the aisle, sister. He is going to walk you down that aisle. I know you might have someone else that does it too, but he's going to be there. All right, hang tight, friends. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you're asking for a loved one, I need their name, how they're connected to you, how they passed, how long they've been away. This is such a funny message, and it's so funny. Okay. Oh, I wish she was on too. I don't think she's on. So this woman said this to me on a trip one time, and she's single and she's looking for someone, and it was so freaking funny. I told her I'm going to steal it and tell all my single women. So Jenny, first of all, make sure you write your order in. She's looking for her dream man and her soulmate, and make sure you write it down and make sure it's about the feeling piece. Like, how do you want to feel? You want to feel respected, and you want to feel like there's chemistry, and you want to feel like you can have a conversation, and you know, just write down all the things. But one of the things I keep hearing is you don't want to be his nurse or his purse, which I think is hilarious. So you don't want someone that you have to take care of and nurse them. You also don't want someone that you have to financially take care of and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's okay to be somewhat selective. I also feel like you need to go out on dates. So I don't know if you're going out on dates or if you are just waiting for him to crawl through the window. I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe. But I also feel like you need to get out. You need to leave your house. You need to go on dates, whether it's blind dates, whether you hire a matchmaker, whether you do online, doesn't matter to me. But I feel like you actually need to be out in the energy of finding good men and finding friendly men. There are good men in the world. There are friendly men in the world. And a lot of people keep affirming, oh, all men are assholes and all men are this and all men are that. And, oh, I really want one. Like it like the bridge doesn't go there. So like you have to affirm like, hey, you know what? I would love to meet some good men in the world. I would love to meet some guys that are really funny. They're good looking. They're kind, like all those kinds of things. I always tell people to marry handyman because it's very handy. So I feel like you just need to get out there and be out there and just have fun with it. Don't go as your intention to find the one. Have your intention to be going out just to meet some good people in the world. Like take the pressure off. Okay. And I also keep feeling like write it down. It's an interesting question, Carla. So Carla says, what emotions are connected to my dad and my future partner that spirit is trying to get across to me? I think they're trying to show you what you want, what you don't want. A lot of women date their dads, whether we like to hear that or not. Eli is so much like my dad. My dad even said it one time. He's like, Eli is so much like me, except he's more fun, which was so true. And my dad was just very kind of neutral most of the time. But I think they're trying to say, here's this person that had an impact on you. What good parts could you put on your list, and what parts do you need to leave off your list? Because they're starting to help you create kind of what you want and how to put your order in. So I think that's the comparison. I think that's what they're trying to get across. Good, Pam. That's good. She said, thank you. I almost always know who's calling. I will continue to practice with games. Spot on. And think about my fall retreat. Like, that's what we do all weekend. It's not out. It's not public yet, but it's coming, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it. But that's a great place to practice with people that are all practicing to grow and expand their intuition. So keep an eye on that piece. Yeah, that's not the one, Jenny. Next. Okay. Kimberly Kempton. So her friend Bubba. So your friend Bubba, he died in 2021. And then he came to you in your dream with his dog. I don't know either. I kind of feel like the dog passed too, but I'm not sure on that. I do feel like when I ask like how he passed, I kind of get like doesn't matter, which I get sometimes. They don't need to revisit it. I think it's more about him coming in to let you know that I think he's a little bit on your sport team. I think he's on your spirit team. And I think he's a little, what they keep showing, this is why I say this. They keep showing me a friend of mine from high school. We dated for like a minute. And later in life, we kind of hooked up through Facebook again, and he was married, I was married, and we didn't hook up, but we just started talking again as friends. He was so supportive of my work. And he would send me these one-line emails like, don't stop what you're doing. The world needs your work. Like, he just very impactful little one-liners. And then after he died, he would come to me in my sleep. And he would show up at those moments when I needed a push. And one of his messages, so I don't know what's going on with your practice and stuff like that, but one of his messages came through one night, and the way it came through was so funny. Because the person giving the message, she was like, you know how you want to just like hug someone and you want to give them a little love push. She's like, yeah, no, he'd like to just like just push you without that much love. And she's like, stop fucking quitting on yourself. Like, that was the message. And when I kind of took that message in, I put it on a huge piece of paper in my she shed, because I kept getting to a certain point with my work and then I'd quit or I'd pull back. And I would keep going and then I'd pull back, and I never quite got over like these intentions and these goals that I wanted to do. And so he was just kind of giving me a not so loving shove. And I feel like Bubba's a little bit of a shover on your team. So just sit with that and see how that works. My sense is I think the dog has passed too. But I'm not for sure on that piece. But I think he's just trying to give you a push around something with your work. So stop quitting on yourself. That is a message for many of you on this tonight in the comments. Stop fucking quitting on yourselves. Jennifer, that's great. She goes, I manifested my husband, wrote a list of appearance and how he treat me. I forgot to add the money. Put that in because he walked right into my job and we married 6 weeks later, have 6 kids, and on 32 years now, still happy. That's awesome. Yeah. And, you know, that quitting on yourself piece, you guys, a lot of times you need healthy people around you to help you learn to be accountable to yourself. That's why I have a mentor. It's why I have Spirit School. It's why I'm in my own communities. I'm like in a business community. It's why I'm doing that kind of stuff, because they help me stop quitting on myself. Because if they see it, they call me on it. And it's like, shit. Okay. Yep. Totally self-sabotaging myself again. I don't want that anymore. This is what I want. So I have to change my energy. I have to do this. And I think that's very important for people to have, is a support system that's healthy, because they're not always healthy, you guys. So that is why we really want to create this space of community, like Spirit School or whatever, because I think a lot of people, we quit on ourselves. We have self-sabotage behaviors we've done all our life. We don't know different. And until you know different, you can't do different. Okay. So I'm glad that message came through, because it was for many of you. Kayla, I think you're going to have a bang out year. I also think what I heard, I just love that your guys' teams they're so funny. What I heard, Kayla, was it's going to be a ball busting year, but don't be afraid of that, because you like a little bit of a challenge. And so don't take that as a challenge. Take that as, because you've been really stepping into your power. And I think you're stepping into the joy piece in 2025. And it's going to bust your balls a little bit, because you're not used to being that joyful. You're a pretty joyful girl. Like, I know that. But when they try to give you more joy, like when Spirit's like, oh, you're pretty happy, here, let's make you happier. People really, it kind of freaks you out a little bit, because we've been taught, don't be too happy. You might make someone else feel bad. Don't be too successful. You might make someone else feel bad, and you kind of dim your light. And so this year, there's a lot of creativity. So I don't know if you've done any of your retreat work, or you've gone anywhere to do your planning, or you've taken some space or time. But if you haven't, you need it. Just you. Then you can do your fun group thing, because I know you do that, but you need some space. So whether it is a week away, whether you go to Sedona for the weekend, whether you go to Minneapolis, like somewhere, and lock yourself in a hotel room. I used to do that. But there's so much creative energy, and some of the ideas are good, but it's not time yet. And then some of the ideas are like, yep, this is now, this is later, this is now, that'll turn into that. But I don't think you're giving, your head feels really full to me. So I think you need some time and space to create. And I don't know that you're doing that at the moment. You'll have to tell me. Okay. Okay, good, Kimberly. I'm glad that makes sense to you. I know, I do. I kind of feel like they went together too. It's just, maybe he just doesn't want to show us. Maybe, yeah. I don't know who you are. It says Positively Earthling, which I love. It says, I'm an artist starting to sell my art and I need guidance. The guidance is be obnoxious about it. Tell everyone about it. Get online and tell everyone about it. People in this world need beautiful artwork. They just do. They need color on their walls. They need to meet. People love to meet the artist. So one of the things that, whether it's through Facebook or putting them out in your yard and selling them, or taking them to different shops in town or different things like that, get really obnoxious about getting it out and about. Eli and I made a thing when we were first on our honeymoon. We kind of decided we didn't really want anything in our house on the walls unless we knew the artist. And we were both, we both really respect artists, and we love the feel of it, and we love to know who they are, and we love to say, oh, this is Darcy. She does all this kind of work, and this is our neighbor, and he does all this amazing work. We have several of his pieces. So people love to meet the artist. And so a lot of artists are really shy. So if you are shy, I don't know who you are, but if you are shy, get over it. Because people love to meet the artist, and you're going to do just fine. You just got some walls to break through, and be obnoxious about it. I know, ball busting is not funny. Cracked me up. So a lot of you, okay, so I'm a teacher, right? I'm a spiritual teacher. And I got to tell you, some of you guys, a lot of you are almost in a feeling of desperation, right? Don't know what to do. I want to have a purpose. Your purpose is to figure out how to have a happy life. Like, that is always the answer I get for people. Like, you're supposed to be joyful. And I think when you start asking that question, like, what's my purpose? It's because you're not joyful. So that's a really annoying answer to get from a psychic. It's very irritating to people. It's irritating to me when I heard it. And so if you're stuck or you're not sure what to do next, start thinking about how you actually want to feel. And are you doing anything to work towards that? Like, going for a 15 to 20 minute walk can completely change your body and your mood. Meditation can be very helpful for all the anxiety out in the world right now. Figuring out what you want, like doing that exercise I said at the beginning. What do I want? I have no idea what I want. Okay, so what do I want? Well, I want to feel better. What do you want? I want to eat better. What do you want? I want a new car. What do you want? I want to stop feeling like this. What do you want? I want to sleep through the night. What do you want? Like, really do that exercise, and then look at the top 3 answers that you've said over and over and over like 3 or 4 days, because then at least you know what direction you're going in. Sometimes I would have to be like, you know what? I just want to be outside more. Like, I just want to be at the lake more. We have a little camper, old camper. And I just wanted to be at the lake, and I wanted to have Eli take me out on the boat so I could see the sunset. Like, that was one of my goals one summer, because I didn't know what else to do. I had no idea what else to do. So sometimes you need to start with things that aren't so purposeful. Just figure out ways that are healthy, that make you feel a little different and a little bit better than how you felt a few moments ago. Journaling and burning. Great. People hate when I say it, but it works because it moves the heavy energy out and it brings the lightness back in. Okay. Feeling desperate about it shuts you down. So if you feel like that every morning, you wake up and you open your arms and you start to let the energy in. And that is hard for some people, just to open their arms and being open to receive. Well, what the fuck am I going to receive? There's nothing to receive. I don't know. Life sucks. Okay, well, change your mindset. Okay, well, that was crabby, Jody. Let's try again. You know what? Maybe I could have some laughter today. I want someone to tell me a good joke today. And just find tiny little things to start to move. Okay? Okay, Kayla says, that all makes sense with the joy. I've told myself that business is hard and that's how it should feel, but I'm tired of that story. Amen. You have worked hard. You are a hard worker, but you can learn how to work smarter now. Okay, so now this year, your intention, Kayla, is to have way more fun. And how can you work smarter? And you might not know the answers yet, but that's why you need some space. You need some space. Positively earthing. I know, that's why your name's not up there. People need to know who you are to sell your artwork. I'm just telling you. Jackie, I feel like you need to go and put your hands. So her question, she says, I'm interested in learning more about my home. It's a little tiny house with a lot of energy, but I feel disconnected to her. I think you need to put your hands on her wall, on like the living room or the kitchen wall. Usually those are the heart of the house, just depending. You're intuitive. You can figure out which wall feels the best. Put your hands on her so you can start to feel into the energy of your little home. And she definitely wants some love. She definitely wants some love. So she's very happy that you're there. She's not so sure about your animals, but she's very happy that you're there. And I feel like if you can, like you can all do this. Put love in your heart and then have it come out through your hands into the walls. She will start to talk to you too as you're sending love to her. You'll start to get some of your intuitive hits on her. She's very open to a conversation, but I think you have to put your hands on the wall or on the floor, but I keep seeing you on the wall. Try that and see if that works for you. Cassandra, if you send me a message in Spirit School or just email me, actually, I actually have I have a link I can send you. Okay. All right, let me see. Hold on, friends. Hang tight, hang tight. Whoever's got a headache, you could send that to the light. Jess Walton, any tips for connecting closer with my spirit guide? Actually, you have spirit guides. You all have teams. So this will be a fun one to end on. So you all have teams. And one of the fun ways that, one of the things, I actually have a service. One of my services is meeting your guides and angels. And it's such a fun session. It's such a fun session. But how about we all just meet your guardian angel? I'll teach you a little bit how to do it. And then you can at least work with that piece. Okay. So first thing you're going to do is put your hand on your heart space. Okay. And everyone try this. If you know your guardian angel, you don't have to do it with us, but hold space for the ones that are working on that. So you always want to come from your heart when you're doing this kind of work, not your brains. And all of you have, like, your brains are so busy, you're giving me a headache. So we want to come down to our heart space. And if I were to ask you, which side is your guardian angel on? Would it be your right, your left, in front of you, or behind you? Like, what's your first instinct that comes to you within 3 seconds? Because that's your intuition. Where do you feel your body wanting to lean into? Like, do you want to lean more to the left? Do you want to lean more to the right? Are you kind of going backwards a little bit? Like, my guide is always to my guardian angel, not a loved one. My guardian angel is to my left. So I always kind of lean into the left. Okay. And if your guardian angel, you could feel them and you could feel which side they're on. And you might have to do this when you're not online with me. Does it feel small? Does it feel big? Does it feel like more male? Does it feel more female? If your guardian angel had a name, what name comes to you? Within 3 seconds, what name comes to you? Now I'm going through this really fast. And just see what comes to you. Because the first first of your spirit team that you really want to get to know, in my experience, is your guardian angel. And so you might want to sit and try this when you have a little bit extra time. The house is quiet, the kids are in bed, everyone's kind of chilled out, you're chilled out, hand on your heart. All right, if I had a guardian angel, which side do I feel I'm on? And then, oh, my body just moved to the left. Okay, they must be on the left. Do they feel big to me? Do they feel small to me? Nope, they feel really big to me. That's weird. I've never felt that before. Whoa, they're big. And does it feel more male to me? Does it feel more female to me? Nah, it feels like a dude to me. And if they had a name, what would their name be? And just see what name comes in. And if that name shows up over the next couple weeks a few times, that's great validation. And then ask your guardian angel to start showing you that they're with you every day. So that's really how I started. I was like, all right, angel, like, I don't know if you're around me, team. I don't know if I really have a team. Like, just start showing me that you're around. I saw more messages in that month than probably any time in my life, because they were showing me signs. They were showing me numbers. They were showing me license plates. They were showing me poems. They were having people say, oh my God, you have a guardian angel. Like, there was stuff coming all over the place. So spend a little time with that and see if you can allow yourself to receive the information. Don't guess, just let it come to you. And then start spending some time with them. Okay, call them in every morning. Pat Mork, you're supposed to be on the beach. Good to see you, sister. I saw your picture today. It looks beautiful. Zayna said, David is tall on my right. Every time I get the same answers. That's awesome. Horus is mine, which I knew, and I'm pulled to the right now. He's huge and never felt that before. Yeah, you want to give yourself kind of some different questions to answer. Like I wonder if I have a guardian angel. Well, I feel like I do. Like, that feels like a yes to me. If it's a no, it's usually it's just a different energy. Yes is more open. Your arms usually go up. It's more light. No's are more like closed in. It's more tight. It's more annoying. So when you're practicing this, you just kind of want to play with it a little bit. Okay. Thank you. Cindy said, I worked with Jody on the guardian angel and spirit team session. It was fantastic. And hers was super fun. Hers was way fun. Yeah, they're super fun. So if it's something that you want some one-on-one time with me, it's actually a service on my website under readings, and it's the angel spirit team reading. So they're really fun. And there's probably going to be some specials on it for the holidays. Just FYI. Benny is mine. I called him in one day on my way into an appointment, and I saw a license plate right before opening the door, and it said Benny. Right? Isn't that fun? Mine was really funny because I saw a psychic. She told me that my angel was, my guardian angel was Gabriel. And I was like, yeah, whatever. She also told me I was going to be a psychic. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And I went back to my office. I was a recruiter at the time, and the phone rang. And I was like, hi, this is Jody. Can I help you? And this guy's like, yeah, this is Gabriel. And I almost spit up my water, and I like slammed the phone down on the desk because I didn't know what else to do. I was like, oh my God. So I picked up the phone, and I'm like, who is this? He goes, this is Gabriel. Can I talk to Renee? And I'm like, oh my God. So then I gave the phone to Renee, and thank God she knew I had just gone to see the psychic. So she was just like, what happened? And I remember emailing the psychic, and I was telling her, and she's just like, yep, that's what happens. That's called validation. It was super fun. So you do want to play a little bit with your guardians, with your guardian angels. And as you get to know one of them, you'll start to open up to the team that you have. Okay. All right, friend. That's what I got for you tonight. I would like to keep going, but I am a little wiped out today. Tomorrow, I will be on at noon live. We're going to wrap up trick or treats. And we also, again, Spirit School doors close tomorrow night, friends. So if you are wanting to get some development, you want some support systems, I do a masterclass. I do intuition development in there. We do a new moon ritual. We do Tune In Tuesdays, which you guys can come and bring your questions to. It's awesome. So if that is something that you're looking for, a community of like-minded people, I would love to have you join us. Again, the doors lock at midnight tomorrow night. Won't be open again till next year, and the price is going to change, friends. So keep an eye on that. And then we have some other fun stuff coming up for the holidays too. Okay. All right, friends. Thanks for joining me. Thank you. Thank you. And please have a great night. Have super fun. Please post a lot of pictures if you get trick-or-treaters and stuff like that. I love Halloween. We always spend it with my neighbor. So we're going to go over to her new house and check it out and see if they have some trick-or-treaters. So it'll be really fun. And again, if you want one of those witch moon clearings, I put the link up there. So make sure you grab those. And I'm going to do those tomorrow night after we get home. Okay. All right, friends, have fun. Happy Halloween to you all. And I'll see you at noon tomorrow. Okay. Bye, guys.